everyone, welcome back. In the previous video we have created our virtual network and we have associated our application gateway to it. So in this video we'll be creating two different virtual machines and we'll be adding web servers to it. So let's see how it is done. And basically when I was following the docs I was encountering an error, so I manually entered into this virtual machine and added the command. So let's see how that is done. So let's go back to the overview. So these are different resources that has been created. So let's go ahead and create, and in this case let's search for the virtual machine and click virtual machine, click create. So appropriate subscription and this group, and the next one is virtual machine. Let's say it as VM1, and the region, make sure that it's East US because we are dealing with East US now. And standard, and coming to the image you can select anyone that you want, but according to the docs this is the one that you have to select, but it doesn't matter what you do, because like even when I was initially I deployed 2019 and when I was using the command I was getting error, so I thought it was a compatibility issue, but when I was using 2016 but still it was the same. So that is the reason I'm just telling you. So let's go back, and coming to username and password, let's add username and password, and make sure you write the correct password. Once it is confirmed, let's go to the next and leave it as default, and here it will be the my backend subnet. So since it will be the server, so we'll be using it my backend subnet, VM, everything is done. Let's go to the next management section. I'll leave it as default. Next, monitoring, make sure it disable, and then review and create it. So this is how simple you create a virtual machine. So you have to create two virtual machines. So if you remember, initially we have used a VM1. So next, when you are creating, make sure that it's VM2. That's it, and just review and create it. So two different virtual machines will be created. If you go back, to our resource group, this is the resource visualizer, and you'll be able to create this virtual machine. So we'll be creating this virtual machine, but we have to link these virtual machines to our application gateway. So for that we have to add that in the backend pools. Okay, so before that let's connect because we have to install our web server to it. So there was a command which was given in the docs, so let me add that. So just a second. So this is the command that need to be added. So I have added this command, but still I was getting some errors, so that is the reason I have to go into my virtual machine and add manually. So let me show you that. So for this you have to click your virtual machine and you have to click connect using RDP and download it, and use your username and password that you have created before, and you'll be entering your virtual machine. So this is the way I have entered into two different virtual machines. So this is the second virtual machine. So I have installed so this is the command that has been used. So similarly I have used same for the VM. Let me show you that. So this is the command that has been used in both the VMs. So once this is done, you have got success, and you can just minimize it. So we have successfully added that server, and the next thing is we have to add it to the backend servers, to the backend pools. So for that, let's go to our application gateway, and in this case we'll be selecting my app gateway, and you see we have got a few traffic because I just tested it, so that is the reason we got traffic. However, if you go to the backend pools, click the backend pools, and here you see you have backend pools and targets are 2. So initially it was 0, but I've added these two virtual machines that has been created to these backend pools. So if you click create, so this is how you have to add backend pools. If you remember in the previous video, we have just clicked yes and we have removed it. We have not added any backend pools to that, but in this video we are keeping it no, and we have added two virtual machines that we have created, and click save. So this is how you can attach your VMs to this, that is a backend service to your application gateway. So whenever there is some traffic, to your application gateway, it will be redirecting to this backend servers. So that is how it is done. So now if you go to the application gateway, you can click this front-end IP, because all the traffic will be coming to the front-end IP. So if you click this, so there you go. So you were able to successfully access this website, and you see accordingly it's balancing itself. So that is how you create application gateway. So coming to this video, I hope you guys have understood the concept of today's video, which is application gateway. And if you like the video, please click the like button below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and please share the video. Thanks everyone.